one of the biggest storytelling lessons I've learned in my career working in television had to be getting coverage and working the scene. And I've mentioned this a few times in my past videos, and you guys lit the comments up. So in today's episode, let's talk about getting coverage and working the scene so that you guys can bring the sauce when it comes to storytelling. I'm almost done. Okay, guys. Yo, man, what a great start to the day. And the reason I'm so happy is because none of the kids woke me up at 5 or 6 a.m. this morning. Like, nothing happened. I was able to sleep until like 7. Boss. Like, it was so nice and unusual that it threw me off a bit, so that's why we were kind of rushing to get out the door this morning. Now, I do have a pretty busy work day today. I mean, I got a bunch of meetings, but everything feels just so much better when you're like well rested. Hey, look at Mario in there just chilling. Man, I'm over here getting lost in the sauce. Let me go ahead and get to work. Got the big one today. All right, so I remember my very first time on a set, and not even like a studio set. I just remember working for the show and we were out and about, and I kept seeing the camera guys go and get completely, like, just random shots. I mean, at least they seemed like they were random to me. But yeah, these guys would go get a shot of the building, then get a shot of the street, get a shot of the parking lot. Like, and I'm gonna be real, I didn't know what these guys were doing, because you got to remember, it was one of my very first times working in industry, and I was at the time a PA, which was like a production assistant. So I didn't know what these guys were doing. But then I started paying attention, and the more and more shoots I went on, again, same thing, just a ton of different variety of shots. They were getting wide shots, medium wide shots, medium shots, close-ups, medium close-ups. I mean, they were just getting everything. This was just for one scene. So every time we changed locations, they would get a bunch of different variety of shots again for the new location. And then when I finally saw like the episodes that I was on shoot with, and I saw all the different shots, that's when it made sense. Because my ninjas, they were getting coverage and working the scene. Thank you. Ooh, it is cold. Wait, what is going on here? Like, all that scaffolding was not up there when I came in. And now, while I'm out for lunch, I did want to dig into this working the scene and getting coverage. Because my ninjas, I was like low-key fascinated with just their whole process of going to a location, getting all these shots, and then when we go to another location, getting all these shots. Just the amount of shots they would get. And I noticed the best way to start getting coverage as well as working the scene is by getting a good establishing shot. And now, quick side note, it took me like 2 minutes to set that up. 2 minutes. That's a long time for one shot. Establishing shots are not only the easiest to get, but they also have big payoffs by showing where, like, it gives the story context. Okay, now quick side note, I completely forgot that I need to run up in here because I dropped off a hoodie that needed to be sewn, so I will be. And that's an example of an establishing shot. An establishing shot is usually just a wide, a landscape, even an aerial, or actually even just outside of a building. Those are establishing shots. And the reason why establishing shots are so important is because they give the audience context. Like, where's the story taking place? And now, obviously for me, I don't really use like drone shots or aerial shots, but I do use a lot of landscapes as well as like outside building shots, because again, it shows exactly where the story is taking place. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this on because it's a bit chilly. But also, what's crazy is that you've probably seen so many establishing shots, like in the news and whatever you watch it. You've probably seen it hundreds of times and maybe millions of times and never even notice it. That's how good establishing shots are. Okay, let's go. Now, another way I tend to take advantage of establishing shots is I show a ton of shots of the city. Almost like the city itself is a character in the story, helping me move the story forward. Tell me that ain't boss. And again, this is something that I just picked up from the show I was working with. Like, I noticed they would get the outside shots, they would go in, they would get some interior shots, they would get like floor shots. They were just going ham. So we were filming a restaurant, them working the scene was them getting shots of the food being ordered, or then shots of the food being delivered, and even the shots of the food being prepped or prepared. And that's their form of working the scene. I'm gonna go ahead and just get some lunch, and we're gonna finish this up. Okay, so I've never been to this place. I've been there, and I've been there, and I've been there, but I've never been here. So I think I'm gonna pull up. I think we're going in here, because yeah, the rain is coming down. Side note, what is that kitty doing? Hey, kitty. Okay, all right. I think y'all good. How we looking, pimpin'? How we looking? Okay, so now think about this. Let's just say you just shot a quick interview of someone who's talking about their new book. And one of the things that they mentioned in the interview is how they came up with the idea of their book, making coffee in their favorite coffee mug in the kitchen. And actually, matter of fact, making that coffee that day was one of her biggest inspirations for the book. So you finish the interview, you go home to edit it, and overall the interview is solid. Edit is solid. But all you have is the footage of the woman talking, like this interview. That's all you got. It's flat. Like there's nothing dry, there's nothing really emotional pulling us in or visually helping us to move her story forward of the book. And she's talking about her book, her famous inspiration for this book. And this right here is where having coverage and working the scene plays a huge role in telling and moving the story forward. And not only that, but also not limiting the interview, because without the proper coverage, now you have all these hard cuts. Because remember, all you have is the interview, and I'm sure this person probably said, but, and they probably said all these things like a lot, and maybe even possibly like stumbled or, you know, fumbled their words. Man, where these people at? I wanna order some food. I told them I was sitting outside. And now in that exact same situation, what I would have done after I wrapped up the interview was get shots of everything she talked about. I would have got a ton of shots of her books, multiple angles, a couple of shots of her making coffee, drinking coffee out of her favorite mug that inspired her to write the book. I'd also got just like a dope shot of her in the kitchen. Having the proper coverage and the scene worked not only brings more to the story, but now you have way more to play with in the edit. And now, my ninjas, you have a boss inspirational interview, and you could see, like, you could feel it. Like, it gives you the feels just thinking about all her grabbing her favorite coffee mug and like coming up with this amazing idea for this book. Like, right? Like, tell me that ain't gangsta. And my ninjas, that is the power of working the scene and getting coverage. It just takes the storytelling to a whole nother level. And it also just help us be more relatable. Again, adding more to the story. And now listen, I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't gonna sell you no dream. But doing this, it does take some time. Like, I gotta throw it out there. I'm just Super Saiyan. And the way that I tend to get coverage or work the scenes in these vlogs is I get a ton of establishing shots. I also change perspectives, and I get B-roll that's relevant to the story I'm trying to tell. Whether it's me going somewhere or me doing something, I always get visuals of the action. And by doing this, the story becomes more dynamic and prevents it from being flat. And the way I physically do this is by basically any actions that I take, I shoot it at least 3 times, like 3 times minimum. Because if I shot everything in just one shot, like a wide, then you guys can't really tell what I'm doing. You can't see what I'm picking up. You can't see what I'm putting down. You can't really see where, like, you know, it just eliminates confusion when I show different perspectives as well as different takes. And you know, and what's funny is this is probably one of the biggest lessons in storytelling I've learned from like my career. Like, I am so happy that I learned this lesson and paid attention. And now again, I'm gonna warn you, it does take a lot of time, because basically what I have to do is set the camera up, put it down, press record, go do the action, then go back, grab the camera, press stop, then go move the camera to a different angle, press record, and do the whole thing over again. Like, I'm legit just pretty much Control C that, and then Control V that all over the place, like a boss. And I also feel like when doing this in a vlog, I feel like it's an added bonus because we're just adding another layer of connection. So we definitely on that Wi-Fi. But not for nothing though, it is so worth it. Oh snap, the food came and it looks delicious. You know what? I'm so rude. Like, y'all want some? Like, y'all know I got you. I got you. Oh man, still raining a little bit. I am done with my lunch break, but that means I gotta get back to work, and actually I gotta get to work soon because I gotta prepare for these meetings. Oh man, all right. Done for the day. It always feels nice to be done. But then also I'm actually not done because I got Dutch lessons. So my ninjas, I gotta head home, put the kids to bed, and then have my Dutch lessons. And then eat, and then edit this vlog. But yeah, my ninjas, that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And also, I kind of enjoy sharing with you guys what I learned in like my career in television. So let me know what you guys would like to know. And I seriously mean that. If you have any question regarding the industry, pimping, I'm your guy. Let me know. And I'll do my best to like just address it in a video or get back to you personally. Because look, if I'm gonna keep it 100p with y'all, I have been finding a lot of things that I've learned in like my career. I've been finding a lot helpful to use in my YouTube stuff. And yeah, it's been working. Especially like storytelling techniques. Like all that stuff it's golden. Yeah, my ninjas, if you have any questions, let me know. And then also I gotta give a huge shout out to today's coffee sponsor. And those are Brian Davis, Not So Perfect, and then somebody who didn't leave a name. Thank you so much for the coffees. And then also I gotta give a huge shout out to the super thanks. Pimpin', thank you so much. B. Thomas and Linda. Thank you so much for the super thanks. You guys are some super ninja bosses. No, but seriously though, thank you so much for the super thanks and the coffees. And if you want to buy me a coffee, don't be shy. The link is down below. But if not, no tea, no shade, because y'all know I ain't a hater. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, because I enjoyed making it. I will see you in the next one. Hopefully with better Dutch. Ooh, that lighting. Ooh. All right, I will see you guys in later.